RWBY. One of my most favorite series I've watched in quite a while. I got into RWBY actually only recently, back in December of 2019, and from there I actually really liked it. Of course, I know not a lot of people think RWBY is the perfect series, and I wholeheartedly agree. There are some flaws in this series, but those flaws aside, I still enjoy it a bit. Some people will disagree, and that's okay. One thing I can say that I think a lot of people can agree on though, is the fact that RWBY has a killer soundtrack. Casey Lee Williams, Jeff Williams, and the rest of the crew really put a lot of effort and soul into RWBY's music, and all the songs are so beautiful in their own right. The way how they put soul into their songs really makes it seem like the characters themselves are singing it. That's actually what charmed me into liking the RWBY soundtrack so much. Due to my obsession for the soundtrack though, I decided today I wanted to compile a list of my top 10 favorite songs from the RWBY series. I'm confident that a lot of you will really agree with this list, so I don't think there will be too much bashing, but I could be wrong. Anywho though, let's get started. Also note that I will not be playing the tracks in this video because of copyright, and there will be spoilers here, so you have been warned. Starting off with number 10 is Dreams Come True. The fact that this great song is only number 10, you can tell we are barely getting started with how great this soundtrack is. This song is about one of the best ships in RWBY, Jean and Pyrrha. In the very beginning of this series, Jean is obsessing over Weiss. He is trying to act all macho and constantly trying to hit on her with these cheesy pickup lines, which I will not lie, are pretty hilarious. Little does Jean know though, the most talented girl at Beacon is obsessing over him. This song depicts Pyrrha's interest in Jean and how she is trying to get his attention. She's in love with him and he has no idea. It's actually kind of adorable. Jean also places her very high on a pedestal because of her status and talent. He figures all the guys want to be with her. It's an adorable ship and I recommend giving it a watch to actually grasp what I'm talking about. But the song goes so well with the shipping between them and I love it so much. Coming up next is What Do You Freaking Expect? Another song based around Pyrrha and Jean. Oh, and it was also the song used during the Beacon School dance. I love this song just because of how hype it is. Legit, I could dance to it, and I'm a pretty horrible dancer. Not only is it dancey though, the entirety Shine is played. All the students are shown having a great time, dancing, socializing, whatever. It also shows some more ships with some more characters. Jean bets to Pyrrha that if she doesn't get a date, he would wear a dress. Yeah, it's just a really happy song for this time in the show. Going from Blake being completely stressed out to her being content was also very nice. I don't really have much else to say about Shine, other than I really love the fact that Pyrrha and Jean are adorable and one of the best ships in RWBY. Okay, no more Jean and Pyrrha. Now we move on to another one of my favorite characters, being Crow, and one of his signature songs, Bad Luck Charm. Crow is the drunken uncle, but let's be real, that's what truly makes him a dope character. He's goofy, caring, and my god does he know how to fight. Deep down though, Crow knows that he brings pain wherever he goes, including to his own nieces. This song first plays when Crow meets Tyrion for the first time. As they fight, RWBY tries to help Crow and gets in his way. Tyrion is about to hit RWBY, and then Crow jumps in the way to defend her. Shortly after, Crow gets poisoned. Crow sees himself as a bad luck charm, bringing constant negativity everywhere he goes. I think that's one of the reasons why he drinks, and because I also think he regrets a lot of things he's done in his life. Crow is a very solid character though, with some fun development as the volumes go on. Bad Luck Charm really depicts the way how Crow views himself, and the style of the song also fits really well. Now, Ruby Rose may not be an all-time favorite character of mine, but I will say her trailer song, Red Like Roses, is a complete masterpiece. Mystic, what about part 2 though? Don't worry, I didn't forget part 2. That's why I'm including Red Like Roses part 1 and 2 in the 7th spot. So for a character like RWBY, at first I didn't think that her trailer song matched her personality at all. Note this was also after volumes 1 and 2. She was super dorky and happy-go-lucky. I don't mean dorky in a bad way either. It's in a goofy kind of way. Once I hit the volume 6 wave and beyond though, I started to realize, yeah, this song actually does match her when she gets serious. In fact, in some instances, I could be horribly wrong on this, but I think RWBY's trailer and song actually depict what Summer Rose, RWBY's mom, was like. I think it shows that RWBY is a prodigy fighter and is really resembling what her mom was like when she was younger. If we connect what I said over to Red Like Roses Part 2, we hear this metal song where it sounds like RWBY is grieving over her mother's death. Almost like she has this pent-up sadness that she's been holding in for so long. At the same time though, it sounds like Summer is actually apologizing to RWBY for dying and telling her she will always be with her. They then sing together and it shows RWBY truly is her daughter. I love this two-parter song so much that I originally wanted to put it higher, and at one point it was even in my top 4, until Volume 7 came out. That's all I'm going to say for now. Let's move on to number 6. Now we start to get into my all-time favorites. Coming in the number 6 is Neon. Neon is the theme of the ice cream waifu, Neapolitan. Neo is one of my all-time favorite characters in the entire RWBY series. She is so snarky, sarcastic, adorable, and just loves to troll. Neon depicts her entire personality, and I feel this song does this extremely well. It's the whole playful theme of this song and the neon kind of vibe to it. It's also very techno-like, as that's the kind of vibe when I think of Neon. She also thinks she's the best girl and is very confident in herself. I mean, she's not wrong though. She is one of the best girls in the entire series. She's cool like the rain and hot like the sun, and that's plain fact. I also literally blare this song in my car whenever I'm out driving, and let me tell you, I'm proud of it. Starting the second half of the list is a song that actually got me hooked on RWBY, This'll Be the Day. The opening guitar and hearing Casey's voice just hits the feels so severely, I can't describe it. The moment you hear the first intro song, you just know that the entire soundtrack of RWBY is about to be killer. This'll Be the Day really kicks off the way how RWBY will be for a lot of the time, and we start to see the song's message come true towards the later half of Volume 3. They see you as small and helpless. They see you as just a child. Surprised when they find out that a warrior will soon run wild. Prepare for your greatest moments. Prepare for your finest doubt. The dream you always dreamed is suddenly about to flower. Yeah, that's pretty much what happens. We see Team RWBY turn into quite the fighters as the volumes go on. It demonstrates that life can't always be happy and the way we want it to be. The dreams you have come to fruition, but in a way you wouldn't expect. This'll Be the Day does a great job of kicking off RWBY and shows that the heroes are going to have some rigorous hardships along the way. Now we really get into one of the more spicier songs on the list, and my favorite of the trailer songs, From Shadows. Yeah, I'm a Blake fan. To me, she's my favorite of Team RWBY. I'll get more into her character and such in a later video. That is, if you guys are interested. I could always make a video as to why she's one of my favorites. I think it could be a very interesting topic. But going back to this song, From Shadows shows us Blake's frustrations towards the struggle of being a faunus. She was once in the White Fang and participated in the protests of having equal rights. While she was in the White Fang, Blake did some actions that she is not proud of. In this song, Blake seems like she's venting about her struggles, regrets her past mistakes, but at the same time is also still angry about the way the faunus are being treated. From Shadows really introduces Blake well and opens an early door for the kind of character she is. Now I know a lot of people will probably come at me hard for saying this, but I actually really like Volume 7. It's one of my favorite volumes of the series, in fact. I can get into why that is in a later video if you all want. A few reasons off the top of my head though are definitely the music and animation. Rooster Teeth has come a long way since the beginning, and the Volume 7 opening song, Trust Love, demonstrates that heavily. Going more into the song though, it really paints the picture of beginning to present. What I mean by that is, we see Team RWBY go from students to full-fledged warriors. The song also does a decent job of helping us visualize the kind of world Team RWBY wants, as well as demonstrates the struggles and battles they will have to go through in this volume. We see some major transformations as the volume goes on as well. The transformations I love the most though are how close Team RWBY has gotten since the beginning. I love it. I wasn't kidding when I said Volume 7 has an amazing soundtrack. I mean, it's the best for a reason. Speaking of which, number 2 is Fear. Fear is the song that plays at the ending credits of Volume 7, and it was my favorite until I heard one more banger from Volume 7. Well, I actually heard that song before. Fear was my favorite, and then I changed my mind. You guys get it. This song was the best way to end Volume 7. It shows that fear can be the greatest weapon used against us if we let it consume us. And that's precisely what happened to General Ironwood. Fear's lyrics, Casey's voice, and the way how it was executed does a great job of showing us the insanity and paranoia Ironwood went through. My favorite lyrics of Fear have to be this: "But fear changes all of our choices." And then another set goes, "When you're afraid, everything changes." Holy mother of deep meaning. It demonstrates that fear can make us go insane and can change the decisions we make drastically. That's pretty much what happened to Ironwood in a nutshell. I can say I've even gone through this before in my life, and I can definitely say fear is a very dangerous weapon. So for some honorable mentions, I'm going to put War and Caffeine here. War is a killer track from Volume 7, but I couldn't find any room to put it on this list. But I love the scene of Team RWBY fighting Aesops. The execution, the lyrics of this track are amazing. So I think number 1 is really obvious, but the best track in RWBY, by far, is Hero, by Caleb Hyles and Jeff Williams. Caleb Hyles is one of my favorite YouTube artists, so I had to put this song at number 1, just because he's on it. His voice is just powerful, and has a lot of soul behind it. Oh, and his range is also unbelievably god tier. Rooster Teeth did a fantastic job and made a great choice in having Caleb on for this project. Caleb aside though, Hero is also the song where Ironwood has a huge turnaround and he finally starts acting like a leader. The fight with him and Watts is beautiful, and as a Christopher Sabat fan voicing Watts, I love it even more. Yeah, Hero is the best RWBY track. If it's not your favorite, it should at least be in your top 5. That's all I'm gonna say. Well, that's gonna wrap up my top 10 best songs from RWBY. Once again, I will say that I love the entirety of the RWBY soundtrack, and trying to find just 10 songs was so hard for me. I love all the voices that go into this magical soundtrack, and I can't wait for Rooster Teeth to release the entirety of Volume 7 soundtrack. What are your favorite tracks from RWBY though? Let me know down below. I hope you guys are also ready for more RWBY content because I'm not done yet. Let me know in the comments what RWBY content you'd like to see next. I won't be doing entirely RWBY though, so don't worry about that. We'll have more content on the side. I think I'm wrapping things up here though. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content as well.